should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, His peace, His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. His eye is on the and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His and I know He watches over me. He watches me. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches. I know He watches. I know He watches over me. He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow. I know He watches me. He watches me. He
people speaking on this occasion, Liz Pridham and Sarah McGregor. Liz is going first. Thank you, Liz.
One of the most important aspects of Barrow High School life has been listening to other people speak. Almost all of our time has been taken up listening to assemblies and teachers, or at least pretending to listen. In our time at Barrow High, we have listened to a principal, be it Mr. Core or Mrs. Brennan, speak for a combined effort of over 30 hours straight. Within this time, there have been many memorable speeches made. From Mr. Core came those unforgettable pregnant pauses and the immortal body speech. How could we ever forget the sheer excitement of finding out that everybody should have done it, anybody could have done it, somebody would have done it, but nobody did do it. Which was all very good, except the problem was no one was really sure what it was. Mrs. Brennan was not without her memorable speeches. I'm sure that the inspirational words contained within the marathon speech have been firmly etched within our minds forever. The suspense of being at the starting line, up the hill, at the top of the hill, down the hill, around the corner, at the drink station, at demonstrated an abiding love for a word, the word Excelsior. But the people who we have listened to most, or pretended not to listen, or tried not to listen to most at Barrow High, have been the teachers. And Barrow High School's faculties have not been without some, let's say, characters. We shall never forget the maths staff with the resonant, reverberating, resounding voice of Mr. Moore, trying to rally up unlucky participants in the 12-kilometre walkabout, promising hundreds of dollars of prize money. Or Mark, the Terminator Reynolds, who completely disgusted his maths class by only having 2 days off in the entire 5 years in which he taught them. The art faculty have certainly had their characters, with the effervescence hair of Miss Chunker, and the creativity and artistic flair with which the entire art staff have dressed, demonstrating that pink and orange do go well together, and that whomever said that silly thing about blue and green should never been seen had obviously never encountered the versatility of fluorescent colour. The PE staff have also amazed students over the years with their amazing aptitude to be able to find anything else to do when physical activity was actually requested of them. It is a very common sight to see a PE teacher reclining in a deck chair in the middle of the oval, while the panting PE class completes their 267th lap. Perhaps the most memorable member of the PE staff has been Mr. Langdon, and his blatant refusal to untuck his jumper from his tracksuit. The science staff are surprisingly not without their personalities. Any chemistry student will gladly tell you of Mr. Brokenshire's slightly unwholesome obsession with orange juice. While Mr. Conlon, Mr. Beersooty and Mr. Knott have all shown their uniqueness at one time or another. Demonstrating a very unscientific fact are the staff of the Home Economics faculty. No matter what the activity being conducted in the hallowed halls of B Block, there is a remarkable tendency for it to smell like cheese. Baking a cake, it smells like cheese. Sewing a jumper, it'll smell like cheese. Typing at a computer, a distinctly cheddar aroma. The Commander-in-Chief of the History faculty is, of course, Mr. Where Can I Park My Yellow Submarine Stat? Under his guidance, the History faculty have endeavoured to teach their students of the joy of history. It is purely the icing on the cake that so much of it happens to involve nudity. Tucked away in the D Block corridor have been the Social Science faculty. These brave troopers have had to wear the full brunt of us inhabiting the senior study a scant 10 metres away, studiously ignoring the screams, the shouts and the strange smell that has permeated the D Block corridor has, I fear, taken a toll on the sanity of the members of the Social Science faculty. Although many of you didn't get time to truly appreciate Mr. Kelly's neurotic tendencies, all those who did will forever gain pleasure from the thought of sending him insane by taking all the videos starting with Z and placing them somewhere between the videos starting with B and C. And who could ever forget Papa Smurf McCarthy and Mad Dog Morgan? There have been two faces among the crowd which deserve many thanks. The dual tag team effort of our year advisors, Mrs. Symonds and Mrs. Stroud. Mrs. Symonds has been a mother hen to us all over the past 6 years, while Mrs. Stroud has put up with our stress and complete indecision over the HSC and uni courses in a way that went way beyond the call of duty. You'll have noticed that I've declined to mention the English faculty. This is, of course, purely out of protest for the fact that after 6 years of education, they have refused to teach us the art of the dirty limerick. However, as one concession to what they have spent 6 years teaching us, I will end with some quotes that are poignant to our year group. From the immortal Zen of Homer Simpson, I offer you these words for your future. There are 3 phrases that will get you through your life. 1, great idea, boss. 2, it was like that when I got there. 3, cover for me. I think we've been a year to remember, and as a group we've changed each other's lives. As a great man once said, some people come into our lives and quickly go. Some stay for a while and leave footprints on our hearts, and we are never ever the same. Good luck for the future.
It's been a long time coming, and now that it's finally here, it's come too soon. And for most of us, I bet all, feel we haven't prepared enough, or we should have studied in our free periods. Sorry, our study periods, that's right. And perhaps we shouldn't have slept or talked our way through school, and maybe, just maybe, we should have gone to class once in a while instead of going to Jake's house for waffles and home brew. 6 years, wow. Time sure flies when you're having fun. And it has been fun, hasn't it? And I'm sure most of us will be feeling a little sad when it's all over, which might I add isn't too far away. but at least we'll have some great memories to take away with us and the knowledge that we had an impact on our school. By having an impact, I mean having an impact. If it wasn't for making Sydney news after our muck-up day, which wasn't our fault, it was for holding the record of having a senior study taken away from us the most number of times in a single year. And I believe that this record could stand for many years, as for a year to attempt to break the record, they actually have to get into the senior study without becoming asphyxiated by the smell that seeps from the fridge, or the dead mouse sitting in the coffee cup, or the foreign smell that is coming from the cupboard. Just between you and me, I think that the open cans of spaghetti and red curry sauce, or the pilchards and sardines and aspic cat food from Muck-Up Day are responsible for the smell. It must be a trend with our year, as I'm sure we're right up there with the most number of detentions, suspensions, expulsions, and positions declared vacant within a year group. But happier memories of these people include Pete, so tough I could rust young; Nick, my dad got chased by a shark, eaten by a shark, and lived in taxicabs; Bo, I can't believe it's not Bart Franklin; and Todd, you can lick and roll and flicken Stevens. Oh, what fun we had in that study. We played everything from cards to Uno to spoons to strip poker led by our school captains and vice captains, Stuart Shanks and Chris Speed, to cricket, to handball, even to AFL. Unfortunately, spoons only enjoyed a short season as it resulted in many arguments and casualties, such as scratches to Nicky Searle's hand, which has now ruined her aspirations of becoming a highly successful hand model, as did AFL, which came to an abrupt end after an influx of head and facial injuries. Year 12. And I'm the first to admit to this, but we've said some stupid things, we've heard some stupid things, and most of all, we've done some stupid things. Sorry, Piles, but can anyone remember Barrett's efforts for how long does 60 minutes go for? And what time does the 7:30 report start? Or who can forget the well-publicised efforts of Katie Spoonbeck's last-minute attempt to beat me and claim 400 metres gloria at the Athletics Challenge in the 8, or in Year 11, Sarah Bicken's eagerness to meet and greet the concrete at the bottom of the canteen stairs. Now, I don't hold many grudges, and I haven't been known to hate many people in my time at this school. But those I do, I have good reason to do so, and plus, I like my small, easily movable car. Hayley Green, those banana slippers from the trivia night will be mine. Number 2, Nigel Tasker, for kicking me in the head with an AFL footy. Number 3, Matthew Stokes, for thinking it's funny. Number 4, Jake Warwick, for continually moving my car. Number 5, Michael Hoogland, for continually moving my car. Number 6, Michael Bateman, for continually moving my car. Number 7, Robert Moore, for thinking it's funny. Number 8, Lisa McLeod and Chris Beats for being so limber in limbo. Number 9, Mr. Hawkins, for getting me into trouble even when it's not my fault. And wait, there's one more. Number 10, Mr. Williams, for making us read Catch-22. There, that's all. Now, school hasn't been all that bad, and there will be things we'll miss from school life. These include our monthly formal assemblies, where we become inundated with thousands of year 7, 8 and 9s, receiving their bronze, silver and gold awards, where afterwards parents and award winners are invited back for a cup of tea and the inevitable sticky bun. We'll miss our Monday morning assemblies where the school person of the week is announced, and by the way, I'm still waiting. The annual walkabout organised by Mr. Moore, who walks 12 kilometres for fun anyway. Mr. Launder's design need for physical fitness at any cost, even if this means killing yourself trying to do the 1.6 under 6 minutes. Never again are we to hear those 3 nasty little words, up, hold, down. Never again shall we be forced to stand in front of our classmates and do a speech, which reminds me why am I here. And the last thing that I know everyone will be sad about for being over, dancing. No more waltzing, cha-chaing, do-si-doing or heel-and-toeing. Forever, unless of course you become a backup singer and line dance with Billy Ray Cyrus. Now I didn't want to mention this too much earlier because I thought you might get up and run out at the beginning of my speech, but the HSC. Only 7 sleeps to go. With all this in mind, remember that it's only 38 until it's over and only 39 sleeps to the formal. I trust you're all busy studying as I am. I promise I only break between 11:30 and 4 to watch Entertainment Tonight, Midday, Days of Our Lives, Ricky, Oprah and Breakers. That's all I say. Coming to this point of my speech, I guess there's not much more for me to do except to join the rest of the school in saying goodbye and good luck to the class of 1998, and I'll see you at our 10-year reunion. As Mr. Erskine has just said, started with you guys in Year 7, and I went on for 4 years with you. Well, I still remember our first day of Year 7, like it was yesterday, and I guess time does fly fast. And here we are now. You're about to start your HSC, the hardest exam in the history of probably your life. And here I am, still at school. Well, I wish I was with you sometimes, but then I think exams, and I don't really think that.
So I guess I'm here on behalf of the school to say, embrace your future, take every opportunity. Thank you for being part of our school, and thank you for making it such a, being such a good Year 12 and giving us two good captains, ROBYN, and I hope ROBYN and Stuart, and I hope that me and Justin can do you proudly. And just to do really well, I feel a bit emotional right now, because I don't know how to say goodbye to my friends, so I guess I'd just like to say on behalf of me and Justin and the rest of Barrow High, good luck and just have fun in your life. Thank you.
Symonds. Good evening and welcome to all the parents, students and the teachers that are here as well. As we head towards the HSC, we reflect on the people who got us here. And I think that a very special mention should be made tonight to all the teachers and parents here, with some of them getting more involved than they actually have to. For instance, it's already been emphasised actually, on the efforts of Miss Stroud, who is definitely one of the most involved teachers at Barrow High. Her tireless efforts, she's invested many hours making sure that we are both mentally and physically ready for the HSC. She's also taken on the leadership role. As you all know, some of the parents might not know that the prefecture was established this year, which is the first at Barrow High, and Mrs Stroud very keenly took on the opportunity to lead the captains and prefecture, and we thank her for that. She's done a good job. I'd also like to thank, Miss Stroud is also our senior year advisor after Miss Symonds left after actually last year, the Year 12s got a whole heap of money together and they elected to buy a new laptop for the school. And we've actually got a cheque to donate to Mrs Brennan, who I'd like to ask to come up now to collect this cheque. $250 to put together with last year's money to buy a new laptop. I'd now like to hand over to Rob, but before I do, I'd like to wish you guys all the very best and luck, and I'll see you when you come out.
Okay, I'm going to get a little bit serious. Teachers, thank you for the endless support you've given us over the years. No one knows where you find your unfailing energy, but we are grateful for it. Thank you for your eternal patience in putting up with the adventurous and not always compliant side of our natures. Thank you for your friendship, particularly when we arrived in our senior years and needed someone to talk to about the things that are important to us. Finally, thank you for sharing a large part of yourselves, your wisdom and experience as we progress through our high school years. I'd like to say thank you to our parents also, those people who brought us into the world, whether on purpose or by mistake. Nevertheless, they have taken the sacrifice and hopefully had a joyful experience in raising us. We won't be able to fully appreciate this seemingly impossible feat until we are parents ourselves, I'm sure. But what we can say now is thank you for guiding us to where we are today. Thanks for letting us go to parties. Thanks for dropping us off one whole block from the discos. Thanks for cutting our sandwiches the right way to prevent teasing. And most importantly, thanks for helping us see the other side of the HSC and keeping us level-headed. At the risk of sounding a bit conceited, no one else could have done a better job. So seriously, thanks mums and dads for 17 or 18 or even 19 years of hard work. I hope
to add a few words tonight, because the young people we see in front of us are indeed very special people and certainly very unique individuals, and I've had the privilege of watching the development and the maturity over the past 4 years, and it has been a privilege. We've had our ups and downs and will continue, I hope, to be in touch quite closely as your lives progress and develop. And I find tonight it's very hard to believe that just over 2 years ago we came together in this same hall to actually look at the scope and demands of senior school, and here you are. You've made it, and I congratulate each and every one of you. Because I look around the hall tonight, I see students who have really made their mark in such a range of endeavours. I look at debaters, public speakers have the opportunity to either contribute hope to the community or to inject cynicism and in effect closing yourself against it. But I hope that as graduates of Barrel High School, you will take citizenship seriously, acknowledging that it's part of your duty to not only know your neighbours, but to actually care for them, a sense of civic responsibility. Instead of contributing to the negative images of young adults by selfishly demanding rights, seeing instead that rights have corresponding duties and responsibilities. It is in this, I hope, that the sense of community that you have experienced at Barrel High School has prepared you to be part of building communities, being citizens and participating with confidence in whatever challenges society may present to you. As a
person about whom we've heard so much tonight to speak to us. Thank you, Mrs. Stroud.
And I'm also going to be serious. If you're wondering why I'm going to be serious tonight, Year 12, I'll be doing a witty speech at your Year 12 formal. Chairperson, distinguished guests, parents and guardians, and of course Year 12. I was very nervous when Mrs. Symonds approached me late last year about being your year advisor. I wasn't nervous because of you, but I was nervous I didn't have the vast experience and the care that Mrs. Symonds brought to the position. She was an excellent role model for me. 1998 has certainly gone quickly, and I can honestly say I thoroughly enjoyed being the year advisor, and I thoroughly enjoyed getting to know each one of you. I've at all times been impressed with your maturity, honesty, and ability to achieve in such a wide variety of fields. We've had many enjoyable and memorable moments this year, namely the trivia night with fierce competitions between the Year 12 teams, the infamous rock concert. By the way, I should explain to parents, Year 12 held a rock concert and charged students to come and see the rock concert. When the curtains were opened, there were rocks on the stage, and they ran away with the money. And another memorable moment was the Year 12 luncheon on the last day of school. There's also been very rewarding helping you to organise and plan your yearbook and Year 12 formal, which I'm sure both will be a wonderful success. There have been other things to which Year 12 shall be remembered in future years, and you have heard quite a few of those tonight, such as holding the record for losing the senior study the most times for a year group, and also as a Year 10 student quoted today, generally known as a mischievous year. While tonight is your night, Year 12, it is also a night where others who are present must be experiencing some very different emotions. Your teachers who are here will be experiencing a certain feeling of satisfaction and achievement. They have seen you grow and develop over the last 6 years, and tonight marks a milestone for their efforts and care. For you, parents and guardians, you will be feeling immense pride. You've successfully supported your daughters and sons, and you've made it possible for them to be here tonight and graduate. I would like to pay tribute to the parents and guardians of Year 12. Thank you for the love, concern, devotion, and as Patrick White said, in the end, there is no end. Let us hope for each and every one of you there is never an end to your school friendships and memories, and you'll always look forward to the future with hope. See it not as an end, but the beginning of new challenges, new independence, individual responsibility, and the forming of new friendships. And just a little thing to think about. If you're ever disappointed, down, sad and blue, or you're worried about the future, think about the bumblebee. The bumblebee. According to theories of aerodynamics, the bumblebee is unable to fly. This is because the size and shape of its body in relation to the total wingspan makes it flying impossible. But we all know that the bumblebee, who's ignorant of this scientific truth, goes ahead and flies anyway. So remember, when you're feeling down, anything is possible, as in the bumblebee. Finally, congratulations on surviving it to the HSC. I wish you all the best for your future, the exams, dare I say it, and your future aspirations. I hope all of your dreams come true. Strive for happiness, try your best at all times, and never forget your school years and your friends. I hope all of you can share the same pride I have for being part of the Year 12 group of 1998. It is truly a fantastic year to remember.
Another you by the rest, direct you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and their skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Notice everyone sort of spins away. Come on, ladies, how do you feel about tonight?
Cold.
It's a cold night.
And frankly, I'm a bit cranky about it all.
Are you really?
Yes,
What are
because
you upset about?
we're running late and there's just parents everywhere and you have to put on makeup and get dressed, and I've been stuck to death with bobby pins and I'm just cranky.
Are you?
Yes.
Have you left a few in? By the sound of it.
Oh, it really hurts.
Once you start bleeding from the head.
Oh, yeah. See your dad. See your dad.
Just out like this.
Haven't you seen my dad before?
Hall?
This is the Kendall and the Hall family.
Kendall meets the Hall. Well, ladies, are you going to make a big night of this, or is it just going to be another
one big night. Simple, tasteful, elegant. Possibly a big night, yes.
Are you feeling cramped without having parents here?
No, that's okay. Because they go.
They go, as long as they go.
Yeah. They say, oh, don't you look pretty, and then they go. That's good.
They've committed themselves, they've played their role, they're gone.
They've gone.
Tell us something about your parents. Have they survived this as well as you have?
Yes, they've survived better than I have, I think.
And how's the Kendall Hall family?
The Kendall Hall family's doing very well, thank you.
Yeah? Got through this all right?
Way of
I think so. I think we're going to have very little to do with it.
welcome.
John, could you
Yeah, sure.
I know. Told.
You can write on it.
Is this the one that we signed the button?
Oh, you got a pen. That's great. Yeah. Who's got the backside?
I had the backside, I think.
No, no one's got it. Yeah. No, Liz, you got the shoulder.
Shoulder. I don't sign the shoulder. I distinctly remember aiming for it.
I'll go around and find a few stories out from parents. Am I going to hear anything unusual from parents to you?
No.
Do you want to see them on your tape?
If they were our parents, no.
We did not do it. We are not guilty. Anything they said about us is not true. That's
Total
all
disclaimer.
I want to say. Disclaimer calls. That's all I wish to say. Okay.
Shanksy.
Hey!
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, I look alright, don't I?
Look all right. You look $1 million.
And Tanya?
Well, of course. And Tanya absolutely setting you off to a T. I'll just have to take a photo of this. Wonderful photo.
1, 2, 3. No, just get a headshot.
You can do better than that? That's a bit. Thank you.
How are you going to figure this in? Okay.
Oh, and another set? Well, I don't mind my Colorados. $10 tonight?
Yeah, mate.
Okay. And the Coke paying you for the advertising?
No, they're my sponsors.
Sponsors?
Yeah.
Are you wearing your Nikes at work?
No, I'm not wearing my Nikes. They wouldn't come into the party.
What's your hopes for tonight?
Oh, I don't know.
For a pickup?
No. Just hoping to go to the ground later on and have a few...
Fried ales?
Yes. And a few rums as well.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
What are you going to say as a message to your fellow Year 12?
Well, I like to thank you all. We've had a great time together. Yeah, and I love you all. Every single one of yous. And hey, we. And I won't let you down. And I hope you all have a great future. Whatever we all do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What do they call those things?
Corsage.
Corsage. Apparently connections have got you there.
Yeah, connections. Look, I know people that know people. And I've scored that cheap.
Rob wasn't ready on time.
Oh, word. You know, just get... Everything blows up proportionally.
I'm just going to go from Perth.
It's all her fault.
All her fault.
It's all her fault.
Alright, what do you do? You've got no idea. You're creating this rumour that Robyn wasn't ready. Is that right?
Rob didn't call me at 4 and said she hadn't had her hair done yet.
Oh, that's it.
It's all lies, like Reese.
Don't be blaming me, alright?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy theory? That's right with that.
US government.
Blame the US government.
The US government.
So was it the US government that kept you late?
Oh, it was indeed, yeah. I wouldn't have been made otherwise.
It's because they recovered spacecraft.
What are your hopes for tonight, Matt?
Oh, I've got a lot of hopes, but I can't really tell.
Can't say? Just enjoy it?
Yeah, pretty much. Just go with the flow. You know.
Do any karaoke numbers tonight?
It's too hard to tell.
Too hard to tell. It just depends on the spirit taking.
Oh, yeah, the spirit.
Need to record the fact that Lisa Henry gets here later than everybody else. Okay, it's only 6:45, but we'll put up with that. Are you ready for a big night, Liz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long have you spent at the beauticians and face restorers?
No, it's just there about nearly an hour.
Nearly
Getting my
an
hair
hour?
done. Yep.
That's not bad. Pretty small amount of time.
Yep.
Okay, so you're ready for a big one tonight?
Yeah.
You enjoy it?
Thanks.
They let me get it.
I heard there was a secret chord, the David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair, and she broke your throne, and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew hallelujah.
walk this floor, you know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch, and love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, there was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show that to me, do you? But remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, hallelujah, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to
and also the room looks lovely. There aren't going to be any formal speeches. I'm just welcoming you here tonight now, and after dinner we're going to have a special presentation done by Adam and Robyn, and then I'll be doing a few thank yous and that's it. Because remember, this is your last chance together, so you need to be talking to all your friends and enjoying it. We don't want to bore you with speeches, so enjoy. There's two numbers in this, a 1 and a 3. F13. Congratulations, Ed.
A little light-headed at all?
He's looking a light-headed colour, isn't he?
I think you need some food, Matt. Yeah, okay, let's go.
This is us getting food. Well, Robyn, are you feeling teary tonight?
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to sing.
You don't think so?
Oh. Huh?
It'll choke up, will you?
Maybe. I'll be right. But remember the words.
You've got to remember the words. You want a big idiot card in front of you?
Yeah.
Tell me, Rob, what are you going to remember about Barrel? I mean, you've heard this speech before, but are they going to be good memories?
Yeah, I always remember everything positive. I never remember anything negative.
Even jumping out a D-block window?
Yeah.
You can't live that one down. How does it feel to have such an important answer like gold medalist?
I'm going to the People's Choices Awards on Friday night.
Are you?
Yeah. See all the people famous.
Good chance there?
Oh, she's only a guest speaker, so she's not going for anything. So. But I get to be there with all the famous stars.
All the best with it.
Fun.
Bit the dust not too long ago.
Oh yeah, bloody yeah.
Let's go through the memory.
Right, it was back home, mate. It was back in Year 9.
Yeah.
Stuart Redfern gave me the shit, so he turned around, gave me a crown hit and gave me a black eye.
Really? How many days did you spend on that one?
I didn't get done for that.
Didn't you?
No.
Stuart Redfern, eh?
Yeah. and it was like black for about a week or so. So I did it well.
Good job.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hope I don't do that. On behalf of everyone, I'd like to congratulate Adam Arkives. We had news yesterday that his major work, of all the major works in the whole Southern Highlands, was the work that was selected the most popular by all the people that visited the exhibition. And I know that Adam's performing tonight, so I'd like to congratulate him. Thank you.
Okay, just so I go through a few points, probably try a few things together for you. Throughout the year we've been doing a lot of fundraising, and I'm sure you're all aware of the two large chocolate drives we had, Jeans Day, Easter Raffle, the Trivia Night, and who could forget also the rock concert. In total, we raised over $4,500, so I think you all deserve a pat on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. Now, what that money was used for, we used that for the pre-formal drinks and nibbles we had outside with your parents. It was for the DJ, your invitations, which was all the parchment, and also the school present. You gave the school $250 to buy a new lectern. Now, a lot of you have already gotten your yearbook. Now, if there's anybody here who didn't get a yearbook, after the speeches, I will be out in the foyer selling those. They're $8, so if you didn't get one, please come out there. Also, after the speeches, the photographers told me to let you know that they will be out there as well, but not for very long, so if you'd like to get some more group photos or individual photos, please go and do that. Now, I'd like to call upon Adam and Robyn. They're going to do a special presentation for you.
Go to the back. So, because you might not be able to hear the guitar because it's not plugged in. So if you're right at the back and you can't hear, just come a bit forward. And can we just write down a bit? Thanks down. Yeah. Can I stand over here?
So there you go.
This is our last goodbye. I hate to feel the love between us die, but it's over. Just hear this and then I'll go. You gave me more than live for, more than I've ever known. Must I dream and always see your face? Why can't we overcome this wall? Well, maybe it's just because I didn't know you at all. Kiss me, please kiss me. Kiss me out of desire, baby, no consolation. Oh, you know you make me so happy. is over.
Until year 11, and we'd like to thank you for everything that you've done throughout our years at school. Thank you. And another special thank you to Mrs. Stroud, who's taken up Year Advisor this year, and she's done so much for us. She's been prefect coordinator, as well as running so many committees that we've had, jumpers and formal and yearbook, so thank you very much.
I wasn't expecting a present. I was coming up to give out thank you presents myself. Thank you very much. Now, I've got a few thank yous. Now, there's a lot of you who I may forget, so I do apologise, because I know there are a lot of people who sold chocolates, they raised a lot of money, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here tonight. But there are a certain few people who not only worked very, very hard for the formal, but also worked tirelessly on your yearbook. And I'm sure you agree that the yearbook is excellent. It's the best one we've ever seen come from Barrow High School. So you should be very proud of that. So I'd like to call these people out. Lisa McLeod. Jade Staples. Sarah McGregor. As I said, these people work tirelessly, not only for the formal but also on the year.